Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to episode 5 of Cam's Conversations. Today, I'm joined by a lifelong friend of mine, and if you've watched my YouTube before, you'll definitely recognise his handsome face. Um, um, so, I'm with Jesse today. Jesse has kindly been brave enough to come on and talk about his struggles growing up. And yeah, we've come to have a conversation, obviously to bring light on how Jesse's story might influence and have inspire some people and make people more comfortable to open up and talk about how they feel or things that they've been through. So let's get straight into it. Jesse, if you want to give them like a bit of background about yourself, who you are, how old you are, or which you whatever.
Yeah, so if you don't know already, my name's Jesse. Lifelong friend with Cameron. We've been together since primary school. We've both had a deep kind of passion for fitness, and Cam especially more so football in part.
Yeah.
Me, I didn't really know where I was going when I was in mid-teen, so I kind of fell into love with the gym. And so the process of kind of like building on my body, my mental, my physical, and kind of getting over the sort of anxiety and the pressure that kind of society put on oneself as a young individual to have a perfect body.
Yeah.
I still work in progress every day, always feel to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same age, he's a bit older than me, I'm 20, turned 20 last month.
Yeah.
Studying at Brooks right now. I'm doing an economics, politics and international relations course. Technically I'm in my third year, but I did a foundation year, so I'm in my second year of my studies now, so I've got this year and a year left.
Yeah.
And yeah, I play American football. It ties in very well with my passion to sort of build on, like I said before, my own physical and mental.
Yeah.
They go undoubtedly hand in hand. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
You can't have an imbalance. It will not sustainable in the long run. But yeah, so playing American football. I love going to the gym training, and yeah, I've got a YouTube channel that Cam's also featured on as well.
Yeah.
Both been a part of each other's journeys for the past couple of years, and yeah, here's to many more.
Yeah,
that's me pretty much summed up.
I'm gonna put it out there for anyone listening right now. This guy is the perfect build for an American footballer. I know he might look nice. He might look a nice height on here and that. Jesse, stand up for a second.
There won't be a proportion, bro. I won't even fit in the frame, bro. I can't even see the frame.
This guy is... How tall are you now? Are you still 6'6"?
I'm 6'6", yeah. 106 kilos.
6'6" and 106 kilos. If this man runs at you, move out the way, bro.
Fuck's sake.
Move out the way, otherwise you're getting flattened, bro.
There's always been a journey, like a process of. Like, I'm not even at where I want to be now, but I kind of learned to love the process of it more, innit? It's all about the process of it. Exactly. It is like dedication as well, bro.
Yeah, man.
Man.
Right, so let's get right. Let's dig deep, man. So I'm gonna leave it to you. I just want you to open up and inspire the people, and tell them a little bit about your story, maybe some hardships you've had to face in your life. Obviously you're still young, so everything you've been through is from a young age. Yeah, man. Just highlight anything that you feel sticks out to you and people might benefit from.
I'll start at Riddlesdown.
Yeah.
Me and Cam both went to Riddlesdown Collegiate. It's now Riddlesdown Academy, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. It's in Croydon, in between Purley and Sales-ish, in the Understead area. And my kind of journey to become a person like today kind of started more so in year 6, 7, impact on my motivation and my kind of mental health, because although they were both there and they're both supportive parents and they did the absolute most, it's kind of at that stage where I fell into a sort of a routine of just being comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I stopped playing football, I stopped doing go-karting, I carried on karate until I was like 13 and I stopped.
Yeah.
But like it was the imbalance started to come with eating and doing any physical exercise, and obviously that's when you start putting on weight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started putting on weight. I accrued weight all the way from year 7, 8, 9, up to 10 even, and then year 10 was around, 15 was around the time when I kind of got a kick up the arse, and I was like kind of noticing that boys are starting to speak to girls in certain types of way and do certain things, getting around that sort of age, and you're just like, that's when the insecurities started to hit home.
Yeah.
I think, because you start looking at yourself, especially with social media, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I'm not good enough here, I'm not good enough here. I think a lot of people went through it at school and they just kind of hit it, and it pops up and you can see it a lot in people's demeanour, the way they act, the way they present themselves on social media today.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm grateful for the fact that I had such a good support base. I had really good friends around me.
Yeah.
Cameron being one of them, because we both went through very similar sort of stages in our lives with our physical, where we just weren't happy.
Yeah.
I think Cam, you were playing football quite seriously until you got injured, didn't you?
Yeah. So probably all the way through school years was probably the serious years of my football, and then after year 11, obviously I was going into a full-time football program. So yeah, they were my serious football years, and then like you said.
Yeah, well, like I said, everything happens for a reason. You're where you're at now today because of it.
100%, bro. 100%.
But yeah, so carrying on from that, I had such a good support base. My brothers were, thinking back on it now, I don't think I had them, I would be a very different person as to who I am today.
Yeah.
Seeing them in the gym being 4 or 5 older than me, and seeing we all came from the same spot, we were all overweight when we were around that age.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing them where they were and where they were going kind of gave me a kick up the arse, and I was like, right, I need to fix myself. So that's when the hours of the YouTube grind started, and I was just literally watching YouTube, start getting into fitness influencers. I've been through so many now. I go through different stages where I've started off with like Christian Guzman and Rob Lipset.
Yeah.
Now I've moved on to more like kind of scientific facts. People like the Australian strength coach and Jeff Nippard.
Jeff Nippard is the guy, man.
What a G, bro.
Yeah, he's wicked.
He's such a good bodybuilder because he actually research, got a PhD, I think. And
yeah, he's got crazy accolades for the things that he does as well.
Yeah, so don't get me wrong. Today, where I'm at, I'm still not best happy with my body physically, but I've learned to be more, like I said, the relationship between the mental and physical, the building with my mental has helped me realise and be more grateful for my physical.
Yeah.
How far I've come. When I look back at certain pictures, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, borderline like obese, overweight, like last pick in PE, like felt really inadequate because I couldn't really run that fast or far. But I've always had that innate desire to do more, like do a sport. Never really got into the sport. Like I had football, but football, I always have like a love for it, but like I never got into it fully.
Yeah.
So I put on weight. Rugby I did for a bit when I was year 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Felt like that because my dad didn't really want to play in it.
Yeah.
I always had it there, but that's where gym came into hand.
Yeah.
I fell in love with gym. It was something that I could control and no one else could tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of testing, a lot of failure with certain things.
Yeah.
Try and retry and get the nutrition right. I mean, you can never have nutrition right. It's different for every single person how your body works. But
Yeah.
like certain obviously standards of certain things that you should be putting into your body, you shouldn't be putting into your body.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm at where I'm at today definitely because of the support base I had around me. I think that growing up as a kid, especially young teens into late teens, you need a good support base. You need that. I think you definitely need that push from your parents. And when you look at some of the best athletes in the world, you look at LeBron, MJ. They all had massive pushes from their parents.
Yeah,
The best. I can name so many people, but I think, yeah, the person I'm at today, still building every day. Always got to be 1% better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm at today because of the people I had around me. The environment is so important.
Yeah.
Environment is a reflection of who you are and where you want to go.
Yeah.
And if there's something not feeling right, there's a reason behind it, and you might be able to quite put your finger on it.
Yeah.
But it's your body telling you, whether that's energies or whatever.
Yeah.
To change your course so that you can become the person that you want to be. Otherwise, you're going to keep beating yourself up.
Yeah. So, touching on, obviously, like where you was coming from, that place where you wasn't happy with your weight, etc. How do you feel like that had a toll on your mental health? Did you find yourself being like anxious a lot, or was you down quite a lot because of it, or what feelings did that bring on?
I was very hyper focused on how my body looked. All the way through the teens, I would even like, when it comes to showing my body, like I'd be in the change room, I'd turn facing the wall so that I wouldn't want other people to see my body, and I'd quickly change so that no one can see.
Yeah.
Didn't really want to take my t-shirt off around other people, especially girls.
Yeah.
Because I was that conscious of my body.
And
I think if you don't have someone you feel like you're very isolated.
Yeah.
Because people might have been through those experiences, but not. You think you're on your own because you don't think like anyone can relate, because you build up all the things in your head which make you seem inadequate. And as much as your parents are there for you, like it's sort of a one-man battle. I feel like a lot of men feel like it's a one-man battle. Like you're literally fighting your thoughts every day.
Yeah.
Like, just like stop, you're an idiot. You're not like this. You're not like this. But then take one look in the mirror, or one glance.
Yeah.
Like what the f am I doing? Like why am I like this?
Yeah.
What would be my chances that this could happen to me, or this could happen to me when I was a kid? And then you put regret on things, you start blaming people, but then you've got to take accountability. It's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I'm the one that ate all those foods. I'm the one to stop playing football.
Yeah.
Or doing any exercise.
And
now it's flipping it. Those feelings that you get when you're a kid of feeling isolated and feeling alone and feeling anxious, like high anxiety levels.
Yeah.
You flip that on the head because now you have the power to change it. And normally those changes will come with sacrifices. You've got to undo all those years of L's that your body took in terms of eating all that food, like all that mashed potatoes, all them donuts, all them enchiladas. Like it's just a wrap.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put resentment in it because the day I got fed that food because my parents loved me and they wanted to feed me or support me.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change that for the world.
No.
It's made me the person I am today.
Exactly.
But yeah, I definitely did feel very isolated. Even sometimes today, like, I'm sure you can relate, like, in terms of the way that our society is shaped. It's just like, people might express that, they're open to chat, but you feel there's only a select few amount of people that you feel no judgment from, or no passing of judgment, or no like any sort of feelings towards it. They're just there to listen.
Yeah.
And even fewer people that you feel like you can confide in, and they won't go talk to someone else.
Yeah. Pass on that information, right?
Yeah, because in the end of the day, words are power. Words are like magic, and if as soon as you don't want to lift that burden onto someone else, but as soon as you speak to someone about it, you'd expect that conversation to be kept between you two.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of men struggle with as well, because they don't want to seem weak to other men.
Yeah, 100%.
They want to give off this persona or this image that they're always strong.
Yeah.
Always putting their best foot forward.
That alpha male thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're up, they've got money, they don't have to worry about as much, like, they're getting girls, when in more time it's just insecurities just shining through.
Yeah, that's the thing. But you know, for me, I think one thing is the most surprising thing is that how many people don't clock onto that. It's like when you go out and you see this person and you think, oh, they're full of confidence and oh, he's got a nice girl and or what like whatever it is, all them points that you just brought up. But when that person goes home at night, they're the most insecure of them all. Like, and sometimes it's not like. It just comes back to that thing that you've been told all your life. It's like, don't judge a book by its cover, because you really have no idea. Like, I bet like most of the people that probably see you nowadays, and they see you in the gym and they see you doing craziness in the gym, they probably don't even think to hesitate to think, oh, I wonder what he's been through before. I wonder what he looked like before. They probably just see you in shape and that, and they think, oh, this guy's never had to have the struggle of being overweight, or never had this struggle, never had that struggle. And I think it's the thing, it's like so many people are so quick to judge with that, and when it's like bodies and that, I think it's a touchy subject, because even to the day, I still don't understand, like, if you'd put on weight, yeah, and like someone you hadn't seen, like, you hear it so much, you know, like when you see someone you haven't seen someone in ages, and they see you and they're like, oh, you look well, or but sometimes it can be the flip side and they go, oh, you've put on some pounds, and they're just like, bro, why are you saying that? Like, that's bad energy from the get-go. Like, if someone's put on pounds and you can notice it, you don't need to tell them. For me, if I see someone and they've put on like a fair bit of weight and they might be acting a tiny bit different, the last thing I'd say to them is, oh, you've put on some weight, haven't you? I feel like
family say that quite a lot as well.
Really?
Well, with my family in particular, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a black family thing, but like, it can be at times. I love my family's bits, but it can be quite a hostile environment. Like, I remember one time when my little sister was being born in 2011. This time I was saying that I would peak like fat, and Taylor and Colin were quite wham, like quite fit. They were like 16 in Reigate days, like just looking good. I'll never forget the comment my nan said to me. She said that I love, but she buoyed me off differently.
Really?
She was just like, oh, she said it out of love, but she was just like, Jesse, like, you are fat. I was like, because I was 11, yeah. No, she said it out of love, and she was like, Jesse, like, you're big, like, you need to lose some weight. But that thing is, that worked for me.
Yeah.
Because she said it in a not malicious way, but she said it as a joke. But obviously, my 11-year-old self took that to heart.
And you've literally proven my point, because even though you took it the right way, it stuck with you. Because 9 years later, you remember it like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, them sort of things don't need to be brought up. There's other things you should ask people, like offer support, give advice, but don't go straight for don't cut to the chase like that. Like, bro, 11-year-old you's probably thinking, they're like, flipping hell, man, like, thanks, like, I do have feelings, I know I'm young, but I still feel, but yeah, obviously it's a good thing that you took it that way, or like 100%, because a lot of people, like, I've had it like in the past 2 years, like someone would say, oh, you've put on some weight, I'm thinking, flipping hell, mate, nice to see you too.
Exactly, it's like you don't even know them like that, like, if I saw someone that was like, honestly, a good friend, I ain't seen them in a while, and I see that they can put on weight, like, this is why, like I said to you, like, social media is so toxic, because everyone has a different preconception of who you are in their head. I think of me differently as to what one of my family members might think of me.
Yeah.
The only person that thinks of what I am, or I should care of, is myself.
Yeah.
And it's the thing that you hit on the head, because that first comment just exemplifies and shows that person themselves making the comment is insecure.
Yeah.
They're making a comment about your weight off the bat, but why are they going to do that? People who wouldn't say those comments are empathetic.
Yeah.
They know normally what that person's been through, or they can just read a room. They can understand the emotions in it.
Yeah.
People who don't do that can't understand a room, or they're just out of spite,
Yeah.
out of hate, or they're so insecure in themselves as well.
Yeah.
I see so many people that sometimes I feel like I'm very sort of like, are a few people very sort of like, I look around sometimes and people that are just so like our age and younger, like it's so caught up in social media image, and it makes you like, it's distasteful. It makes you want to like just ghost, because people get so caught up in this idea of like image and body image and money and wealth and connections. It's the world that we live in, can't escape it.
Yeah, it's the thing.
But that comment off the bat, it's just like you said, negativity. It makes you not want to be around that person.
Yeah.
Because you think back, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't want to be around my nan because she made that comment, because then that comment made me a better person.
Yeah.
But like I said, she didn't say that because she's insecure as well. She said that out of pure love, because she was like, you're putting on weight, you look unhealthy, like you need to lose it.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's seen that Taylor and Cronin both lost theirs, and then it did what?
It's like it's when it's external. It's like when it's not said out of love, like when it's not a family member, and you just think like,
when it's not a family member, or when it's not like a close friend. Like if I like notice that you put on weight, I would chat to you, but I wouldn't say it in a way which is gonna bring up insecurities in it. Like if I'd be like, I'd say it out in that concept, like, oh, Cam, what are you saying this weekend? Do you wanna go gym?
Yeah.
I invite you to train, because that makes me think, or like if it was someone else, I'm not trying to force you to the gym. Like, let's train together.
Yeah.
Then hopefully, if we did train together, or you train with someone else, then that kind of incentivizes it, like, okay, we had a good session, I'll keep this going.
Exactly. You give them like triggers, right? You give them little bits, or you ask them, oh, is everything going alright? Are you going through a tough time? Like, are you happy? This and that. Because then it's like, instead of diving straight to the point, like, oh, you've put on weight, bro, dissect it. Dissect it. See what's happening in their life, because you never know. Someone might put on weight because they're going for a really rough time. They don't leave the house, and their activity levels aren't up. So naturally, if they're consuming quite a high amount of food, that weight gain is bound to happen. It's a natural thing.
It happened. Like, even I put on a mad amount of weight over lockdown. I was trying to stay as fit as possible, going for runs, doing like some ghetto backyard workouts, like I'm doing bicep curls, bricks in a safety bag, like, so brass. Like, the bag kept snapping, so shit. I'm praying this tier 2 and tier 3 lockdown stuff don't come anywhere near London.
Yeah.
Or Oxford, because I think gym has made, when they were open again, the amount of people that realise that like physical exercise, pushing weight, if you don't have the luxury of having your own gym, it's like the endorphins it releases and the feeling that you get when you come out of a session, you're like, absolutely smash that, I'm going to be hurting tomorrow, but I don't care.
Yeah. And I think it is that, bro, have you seen the stat that UK Active posted?
No.
So since gyms have reopened a couple months ago, there's been 22 million gym visits, right? There's been 78 COVID cases.
In gyms?
In gyms. Gym-related COVID cases. 78. And they want to shut them down.
It's just, I don't think governments quite fully comprehend how much it improves physical and mental health.
Yeah.
Because you know that you have an opportunity to change yourself, and when the gyms aren't open, you're just sitting there like looking at yourself like, oh, it's just a spiral. It's going down so quickly.
Yeah.
They can't be closing gyms.
No, it's really, really, really can't, man. Yeah. So all this that leads on to my next question. So, when you were struggling, did your environment help you thrive, or did it F you up? I know you highlighted, you said you had a good support base, but do you feel you feel like you was in a good network of people that helped you to be better, do better, or did you find yourself hanging around the wrong people, picking up bad habits, or?
No, I think definitely. The thing is, at home, the environment was so good because my mum was one of the most supportive people when it came to eating and training and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd come home, chicken, sweet potato, broccoli cooked,
Yeah.
back to back days. Like, because if we'd asked for it, she'd cook it.
Yeah.
Or she'd cook a healthy chili con carne with couscous. Like, having that environment to go back to and encourages you to eat well. It's a good environment to be in. At times, I think one thing that I've learned over the past couple of years is learning to appreciate a balance more.
Yeah.
Everything, not just the aspect of eating and training.
Yeah.
So some days you have your off days where you literally just don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's pushing through that barrier and still getting to the gym or still eating that last meal.
Yeah.
Your environment has a massive impact on the type of person that you are and where you're going.
Yeah.
Even I last year, at times, being at uni, I just very much doubted. My goals and my visions weren't aligned with my environment and what I was doing day to day. And you pick yourself up about it more because if you don't set up your environment right, you're not going to put yourself in the best position to achieve your goals and your visions.
Yeah.
Whether that be people that you surround yourself with or your physical external environment, it plays a massive role.
Yeah.
Where you go or where you head in the following months and years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to have that base to fall back on with people.
Yeah.
If you don't, or you try to do it like a lone wolf sort of, it works for some people, but more time I think most 85-90% of people, you need a base, at least that one person, at a minimum, who can. You both encourage each other, or you just pick each other up, innit?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, one person alone can't do it all.
No.
You'll crack at one point unless you're superhuman at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly that.
And if you have a team of people where you're all aligned and you have similar goals or similar understandings of each other, and a person who truly understands you and where you want to go, and understand why you make the sacrifices you make or don't want to do certain things.
Yeah.
And if they don't or can't comprehend it, you shouldn't be out of anger or out of spite, be annoyed. It's just their vision, their understanding just isn't on the same level as yours.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't had the same experiences as you. They don't know, have the same goals as you. They might be able to. Very few people will be able to actualize and see and understand where you want to go, what you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of waffle from a lot of people, and it hurts because sometimes even the closest people around you.
Yeah.
That they act like they support you, but it's the case where, like, behind your back, are they really supporting you?
Yeah, when push comes to shove.
I think that's the one thing that's hit home in the past couple of years, is when you hear comments that people make about, like, what you're doing or where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
Then on whether it's social media or face to face, they're all lovey-dovey. It just makes you want to fucking knock them out.
Yeah.
But you can't, because then that's you acting out of. You've heard something from someone else, but you shouldn't really know that. But then it just causes you to isolate yourself more.
Yeah.
Because it makes you want to just do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Not tell anyone what you want to do and where you want to go. You just want to be able to do it, get there. This sort of thingy, or image of blowing, and then you're on top, and you can leave all those haters in the past. But until then, you kind of need to hang on to them because they're your immediate friendship group or family or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's where I think the importance of just having people that truly understand what you want to do.
Yeah.
Being selective with your people that you call friends and best friends, because energies are a big tell.
Yeah.
We talked about this before. They are a massive tell, and I don't think social media helps with that.
No. Definitely not.
that part, like it's just seeing people face to face, or just chatting or catching up with the people that really care. The ones you'll see it in time. But yeah, environment plays a massive role in how you develop as a person.
Yeah.
And the way you're going to head.
Definitely.
And if you don't like the way that it's going, then you've got to change it.
Yeah, immediately as well. Don't let it drag on and
Yeah.
get to a point where sometimes turning back is the harder route. Yeah, I think what you said was great. Which brings me on to my last question for you. If you could go back if you could go back and give advice to struggling Jesse, what's the one piece of advice you give? Whether that be with weight gain or whether you when you were anxious, or literally any time you struggled, what's the one thing you'd go and you'd tell yourself now?
I would go back to a 10 or 11-year-old Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give. There's more than one piece of advice I'd give, but the first piece of advice I'd give is that be patient.
Mm-hmm.
And don't beat yourself up about the little things.
Yeah.
Whether that's in terms of eating or training, or focus on the macro instead of the micro. It's a long term thing, especially with building on your mental and your physical.
Yeah.
Even you can vouch for it. Like when you look about it day to day, micro. Oh, I've missed gym today.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like a slope, or blah blah blah. I've eaten this burger and chips today.
Yeah.
I can notice it in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It touches on what I said before about balance.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, like you only got one life. I think, and I'd go back to 10-year-old Jesse and just say that just enjoy. I enjoy my team so much, but just worry a bit less about what other people think.
Yeah.
And just stay around the people that make you a better person.
Yeah.
And want the best for you.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's a lot of people that do generally look out for you.
Yeah.
You may not know it. A lot of people watch, but they won't say anything.
Yeah, and a lot of people do support, and just because they're not saying anything doesn't mean that they aren't supporting. People support in different ways. Some people like to support in silence, so they'll always be there. You'll have them consistent followers and them consistent supporters, but you'll never know that they're there, but they are there. Yeah. Well, I think I think your story is good because you just, as always, you just come with that no filter, and a lot of people around like the weight gain subject, a lot of people don't really want to say everything, and that they're a bit like, do you know what I mean? It's a bit hit and miss, couple potholes and stuff. I think what's good about you is that you embraced it, and like you said, you understand nowadays, and you don't put too much pressure on your shoulders to say, why did you do that, Jesse, or this and that. And even nowadays you promote a healthy lifestyle. You give valuable content to people on YouTube. You help provide information, and you use your platform well. You use your Instagram, your YouTube well, to help make people's lives better. And I know I say it all the time, and we haven't had a deep conversation in a while, but as always, to see your growth and where you've come from, because I've been there the whole way, I think as always, I'm always proud of you to see where you come from, because the growth is crazy, and it's only gonna be going up and up and up. So from me, it's always love for you, because it's just you come from that place and you turned yourself into this place, and you did it all through the grit of your teeth. Like, you were the one that used to say to me after school, let's go Virgin Active tomorrow, and let's do this and let's do that. You was always that first person to go, come on then, let's build.
Mm.
And yeah, them times we used to sit in a hot tub, and then we was like 16, and them two good looking girls got in the hot tub, and we both kind of just like folded in half and was like, yeah.
I remember just sitting, we were just chilling, hot tub, all good.
Yeah.
2 hours, I'm looking, you're on the one side, I'm on the other. Looking, these two baddies walk on, just like, I've never folded so quickly in my life to like, just like, sitting in the water, like, my skin's like touching the fucking water. Like,
the only thing outside the water was our heads, and
no, I was sitting there like, these two need to leave. I was like, I'm very uncomfortable. I was just like, this is so. But the thing is, they stayed there for at least like 15 minutes. I was just like wrinkled by the time I came out. I just jumped. I remember just getting out and jumped straight in the pool.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking dived in the pool. But yeah, we both come from long places, and like it's right back to you as well. Like the places where we've come from mentally.
Yeah.
And we've always there's been other people as well, but there's always been that drive. Like we both always had that innate drive to. We didn't know what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
But like always had that work rate. We were like, I want to do this, and then I found a passion for fitness. Even now to this day, you're fully fledged in it. You're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing eating. You're doing mental muscle. You're doing something for the community.
Yeah.
And it might not seem like communities or Insta, it's because I think you're the love of the process.
Yeah.
That we're so quick with instant gratification, and you know that in the long run you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But it's just putting in the work now in our 20s. It's like the day to day. Sometimes you can really get down.
Yeah, man.
Even myself with YouTube and just my fitness, like I know, like I said about environment, like sometimes you slack and it's easy to pin it on other things, but it's all about the long run. It's all about the macro, the bigger perspective.
Yeah.
We're both only 20.
Exactly.
And Insta makes it seem like you can be a success at 20. Normally, the quicker you rise, the faster you fall.
Yeah.
Unless you've been putting in the work since you're 10.
Yeah. That stuff don't stay. It's not sustainable, bro.
Exactly. And every time you microly fail, it's not a failure because it's just a lesson.
Yeah.
And a lesson that by the time you hit 25, 26, and you're up, I'm talking up, like big bang, big checks. Yeah. You're just like, I'm so glad I put all that work rate in 20 when everyone was going out clubbing. Like clubbing and that don't even appeal to me anymore. Like I'm not glad the clubs are closed. Obviously, there's a lot of people's livelihoods and stuff that have been like lost.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is, but every time I drink, my body wakes up and I feel more like my body's taking an L.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't know if the people know that obviously Cameron doesn't drink, innit? Never has.
No.
Well, you never have you? Like seriously, like for a stay period.
No.
But I feel like when you want to align yourself with like becoming a better and healthier person, your body genuinely, like my body genuinely feels like it's like rejecting alcohol. It's why I feel worse when I wake up. Like 2-3 day hangovers where I'm just feeling ill. And it's you won't be young forever, and not everyone will understand the it's not even sacrifices in the way that you look at it. It's like if I'm eating healthily, or I'm taking these vitamins back to back every day, or I'm stretching out before I do all these movements, I'm doing a bit of functional fitness, or I'm stretching, or I'm doing all this mobility stuff. It's going to pay off when I'm 50 and I can actually move, and you're 50 and you might have arthritis and you can't move like your left leg, and you've got heart issues. Like it's just all about perspective. Everyone has a different life. Like some people's life might be fantastic and they can do whatever they want, drink to their heart's content, do as many drugs as they want. Like it is what it is. But I think, like you said, it's just as you sort of align your goals and your vision, you start to really realise what's important.
Yeah.
I don't know what you'd say to yourself as a kid. I don't know. What do you reckon you'd say? 10-year-old Cam. No, 10-year-old, no beard Cam.
I just think you just gotta accept who you are. Like, I spent my whole teens and the majority of my life wanting to be someone else because I didn't think I was normal because of all my struggles. I just always used to say to people, like, I want to be normal. I don't want to be different. But then the older I get, the more I say I want to be different. I don't want to be like anyone else. I think I'd go back and I'd tell the Cam that worried about doing everything and anything, just chill, man, because everything's gonna be alright and everything's temporary. And take every day as it comes. I used to think about the future too much, and I still get caught up in it now, but don't worry about the destination. Worry about the journey, right? Because as long as you take the journey right and you take the right steps every day and you do the things that are going to lead to long-term success and happiness and pure happiness, then you'll be alright, man. I think that's what I'd say to younger Cam.
Yeah, definitely. What you touched upon as well about the process and not getting caught up in the future. Like I guarantee both of us will do today, because when you plan so much for the future of where you want to be and where you want to go, it's so easy to get caught up in living for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like focusing on, whether it's like meditation or just breathing, like just simple breathing exercises, or just lying in your bed and just not on anything, just thinking.
Yeah.
It can bring some perspective.
100%.
Into
live for the now.
Yeah, because life's too short. Like you're living for tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna be this weight soon, or I'm doing this soon, or I'm going on holiday in 6 months, and like your life literally could be gone by tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like you can't wake up.
You're literally just wasting down the days. Like,
You
live for today.
Like, what was that? There's a quote that says it's like, live for today as if you were to die tomorrow.
Yeah, live today as if you were to die tomorrow.
And it's just like, a lot of people just think, oh no, you're deep in it, bro. Like, what are you on about? Like, obviously we're going to be living till tomorrow, but people take it for granted. Like, if you're happy, and that's where the process comes in. If you're happy in the process every day, if you're not so much focused on the destination, you might have your goals and stuff. But if you're focused on just building every day and becoming a better person, that 1% better, you get lost in it. You get lost in the process and you find joy out of it. Like, if you have fun in becoming a better person, that is living, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
You're living to become the person that you want to become, but
and it doesn't feel like a ball ache to do either.
Yeah,
it's like when you're losing weight. They say it's like, you hear it a lot. Like when you're trying to lose weight, don't worry about losing weight. Worry about becoming more of an athlete. Worry about becoming stronger in the gym. Worry about having a better relationship with food, because them 3 triggers create a better mindset and create a better lifestyle, which is then going to lead to sustainable weight loss. So, and I feel like that applies for everything in life. Don't worry about Don't worry about the last turning. Worry about now. Live for today. Do what you can today. Do what you can tomorrow. And if you stay consistent with that, then, bang. Then we get to where we are, smooth, and you've enjoyed it all. You haven't been wasting down your days, and then you get to it and you're like, oh wow, this isn't even all that. But from me, Jesse, obviously, as always, I'm proud of you. Keep working hard at uni, and on behalf of the people, thank you for coming on. And I don't doubt there's more stuff that we could dive into in the future. So I don't doubt that people won't hear another inspiring story from you in the future. No worries. So thank you everyone for tuning in. If you watch this on YouTube, make sure you go and subscribe to Jesse. I'm going to put his link in the description. Go follow him on Instagram. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on Apple Music, Spotify, any other streaming platform, make sure you subscribe, share it to your stories.
Man's on Apple Music and Spotify now. Man's up.
Yeah.
Haven't already. Cam, tell the people how much it is per month. Less than a Nando's meal, yeah?
Mind over
Less
matter.
Huh?
Mind over matter. Join the team, lad.
Less than a Nando's meal for a month.
Investment into your health. Especially...
You'll get training tips, mental health tips, all the goodness. And it's not even that much at all. Okay. And you get it from someone that can speak from experience.
Yeah.
Not just some waffle that some guys got some level 3 PT course off the internet and just chatting.
Yeah, exactly. So, on behalf of me, Jesse, love as always, and I don't doubt we'll see your face again soon.
Love, bro.
Thank you for coming on, bro. See you soon, bro.